Hey guys, Richard James here. First let me start by saying Happy New Year and Happy 2018. I'm really excited actually. I think that this year is going to see Bitcoin and the other popular cryptocurrencies make another big step. Obviously Bitcoin seems to be being adopted by more and more companies, which is obviously great for the currency, but is also great for the network. And also some people are even talking about that in the year 2020 Bitcoin could be as big as $60,000 per Bitcoin or even higher. So the fact that we're getting in on this now, and the fact that it is totally free, in 2 years time you could have a very nice investment. Secondly, I just want to say thank you very much to all those people that have recently subscribed to my channel. Hope you find the videos informative and helpful, and obviously with this one miner farm that you enjoy using the site and earning your totally free Bitcoin. Finally, just want to say also a big thank you to those people that have signed up to the miner farm, and I hope you are enjoying using the site and, like I say, earning your free Bitcoin. Okay, so let's get on with things. I just want to say that this is obviously a second video. It is a follow-up video to the first miner farm video I did. So if you've not seen the first one, you can go back and watch that, then come back here and watch the follow-up, or you can just go through this one with us. I'm sure you'll understand, you'll get the idea of how things work. I will be covering a few similar things I did in the first video, also be covering a few extra things that I was asked about in questions that I did not include in the first video. Okay, so let's log in. Okay, so one thing I do want to cover is this Google second step verification code. Even if you're using the free account and you don't purchase any other miners, there is a possibility that you could quite easily accrue a large amount of Bitcoins in your account, and the last thing you want to do is have them stolen. So the second step verification, what that does is a simple little app called the Google Authenticator, which you have on your mobile phone. So you'll come in here, you'll put in your email address, you'll put in your password, and then the best thing to do, because the way the authenticator works is it gives you a 6-digit number, but that number changes every 15 seconds, I believe, or it might be every 30 seconds. I think it's every 15 seconds. So because of that, if you type in a verification code that has already passed, it will tell you that it is failed. So what I do is I'll put my email address in, I'll put my password in, and then I'll click the I'm not a robot and do the captcha and make sure I get the green tick in there. Then I will put the 6-digit verification code in, because then it is absolutely up to date and you log in and there is no problem. If you do the verification first, then you do the reCAPTCHA, there is a possibility that by the time you've done this, that number would have expired, and therefore it might tell you that it's a failed. If you do that too many times, you will lock yourself out of the account for a certain set, maybe 24 hours, or it could even be as little as 30 minutes. But I've never done it, so I don't know, but I'm just sort of letting you know that it is best to do the reCAPTCHA first, then do the Google verification if you have enabled that in the account, which I do strongly suggest, because like I say, once you start building up your free Bitcoin, the last thing you want to do is lose it when you've been so patiently waiting, building that up. Okay, so I'm going to log in my account and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're in the account now. Okay, so as you can see, we're in the account now. For those people that have seen the first video, you'll realize that a few things have changed. I've got a few badges now. You can see that my balance has increased. This is my ROI, which is your return on your investment, the return on your investment. For those of you that are running a standard account that have not actually paid for any extra equipment, then your investment is zero, apart from a small amount of your time to obviously register the account. So then anything here in your balance has been absolutely free, which is brilliant. Here you can see that I've got, rather than 100 gig hash, I've got 197 gig hash, which means I'm actually running two 100 gig hash miners. And then you can see that the temperature here is a lot lower than standard. The standard is about 25, 26. So that means that I have an aircon unit. The reason why I've done this is basically by buying the extra miner. It would push up the temperature of the virtual room temperature. So you use the aircon here, and what that does is then that keeps the miners and the power supply running at optimum efficiency. So therefore I'm getting maximum return on my investments, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so obviously I know many of you are probably thinking, well, you know, you've talked about totally free mining and all this, and that you don't need to make any investment, and you don't. You absolutely don't. If you're happy to use your 300 gigahash, which you get for signing up, and your 2,000 watt power supply, which you also get free for signing up, that's great. Just have a you just need a little bit of patience, and you will see that your balance will increase. And then once you get to a certain point, you can then purchase your miner using the balance that you've earned from your your free 100 gig hash. The only reason that I purchased this is because 2 years ago, when I was using this as a completely free account, I actually earned quite a considerable amount of Bitcoin, and then when I decided to sort of close the account and walk away, which in hindsight was probably a silly idea, as considering how well Bitcoin has done, but anyway, I did do that. But I had no problems withdrawing that. So therefore, for me, it's a good, solid site, which is trustworthy. So therefore, for me to make that extra little investment was an absolute no-brainer, because the way I look at it is I'm running two miners, therefore I'm going to be earning twice the amount for a very small cost. Obviously, like I say, I had some Bitcoin. And if you go into the shop, which we will do in a bit, I'll show you the inventory of the site, so you can see all the other things that you've earned, that you can earn and buy. And as you can see here, like I explained this in the first video, I've earned a few badges, which is sort of a bit like being in the Eagle Scouts. Basically they give you badges for accomplishing little things, which is it's like a little fun bit of a bonus. So this one is Manubi Miner. That was basically for buying my first miner, and then you got the miner one, which was for buying 100 gigahashes. Obviously, because if you went in and you bought a 10 gigahash miner, you'd just get this one, but because I bought 100 gigahash ones, I also got that badge as well. So you can see here, this is what I've earned over the last 24 hours, and then here is what I've earned all time. So what I've earned while I've had this current account, which is, like I say, is about a week. So as you can see that for those again that have not seen the first video, we're running at 197 rather than 200 gigahashes. What you find is that I think you lose a hash about every couple of days. So and once it drops below a certain level, what you can do is like I stated in the first one, if you've used your miner, your free miner, down to 50%, and you've managed to earn yourself enough to buy a second miner, then just go into the shop, buy yourself a second miner, because running two miners at 150 gigahash is obviously a lot better than running one at 50 gigahash. Or the other alternative is, what you can do is you can go into the shop, and then what you can do is you can purchase yourself a technician, and what he will do is he will work away on it and get your miner back up to 100% running, and then you can carry on. And obviously that will cost you a lot less than buying a new miner, but like I say, buying a new miner will also speed up the amount you earn your bitcoins. So here, this is a shop, so you've got 10 gigahash miners, 20 gigahash miners, 100 gigahash miners. It says 2 there because that's what I have running. Then you got your 500 gigahash, 750 gigahash, 1 terahash, which is you're starting to get quite good into quite big kind of numbers there, 1.5, and then the 10 terahash here. This is sort of what some people might consider it to be like a little farm. There's my air conditioning unit that I bought. And then you've got your 2000 watt power supply. The technician I've just spoke to you about for a sort of fixing your depleted miners, and then you've got the engineers, and what they do is they optimize your miner. You can buy multiple. They will optimize your miner basically by 3%. So they increase productivity by 3%. You can increase your productivity up to 15% by purchasing multiple engineers, and therefore obviously you'll be running that extra bit quicker. Your miner will be running that extra bit more efficiently, and therefore you'll be earning that extra Bitcoin. So like I said, if you when I looked at this, and I looked at sort of, okay, so that's 140,000 satoshis. When you work that out with the current price of Bitcoin, that actually works out to be less than $20. So to purchase that and have it running, that is actually going to earn me more than that $20 back in Bitcoin. So it is a worthwhile investment. And obviously once they drop below a certain amount, or like if I want to just keep 2, maybe I would have earned enough to buy a third one. But if I just want to keep 2, then like I said, I can just go down to the technician. I believe he costs 700 satoshis, so I could buy, say, 2 technicians, which one would work on one miner and then the other on the other miner, and get them back up running up to 100% for only 1400 satoshis. So you can just keep those 2 running if that's what you want. But obviously as well, I'm not telling you that you have to purchase anything. If you look after your free miner, so the 100 gigahash miner you get given when you open your account, and the power supplies, if you're happy with that, from the Bitcoin you've earned, you could just go down, get yourself a technician for 700 satoshis, and keep that free miner running at 100%. And that'll just happily tick away for you, and you'll see your balance increasing over time. So that is your choice. Like I say, I've just bought the extra miner purely because for the price, it's a brilliant investment. It is going to earn me more than that back, and also it's double the amount of power, hashing power, than what I started off with. So they are obviously the reasons. And like I said, once this gets up to a certain, I might well invest in the third one. because why not? If between those two, in a short period of time they've earned me another 140,000 satoshis, why not go and buy yourself a third one? Admittedly, obviously, if I do that, I need to also have enough money to buy another power supply. So that's what you've got to remember. One power supply can support 200 gigahash miners, but if you then go for a third one, you will need a second power supply. So just bear that in mind when you're looking at your finances and thinking about what to do with them. Okay, so this is a shop. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you my mining earnings. This is the last 24 hours. So you can see, actually you can see here, this is what I've earned. So basically for every block I'm earning 200 or just over 200 satoshis, and this is you see how many blocks that have been mined in the last 24 hours. That is a lot of blocks, so therefore that is a lot of 200 satoshis that I've earned there. Also as well, for those guys that haven't seen the first video, you do get charged a maintenance fee, and you'll also get charged a pool fee. So the pool fee is 2%. So every time you earn in fact, let me show you. So if we go in transactions, here we go. So yeah, so the pool fee is 2%. For one miner. So I have two miners, therefore the pool fee is 4%. Here, this is what you can see is my mining income. And let's scroll down further. Here we go. Right, so there's your maintenance cost. Remember, these maintenance costs this is a maintenance cost for two miners. That's the electricity cost for two miners. Although the electricity cost could actually be similar for one miner, but anyway, obviously my account has two miners, so that's my electricity cost, that is my maintenance cost, and that is my pool fee. But what you've got to, even with one miner, you will easily cover these costs, and therefore your account balance will increase, just obviously not as fast as someone such as myself that has got two miners or three miners, whatever. So obviously it is just a point of time, but it will still increase even if you're only running your one miner, your free miner with your free power supply. Okay, so the other thing I was asked about is your withdrawals. So people have asked sort of, do they need to put any kind of investment to be allowed to withdraw? No, not at all. You can, like I said, you can take your 100 gigahash free miner with your free power supply and just be patient, build up your Bitcoin, and then you can withdraw them. If you wish to withdraw them, then what you do is you come into the side menu, you click account, then you click account in the drop down, and here you will see there is the deposit address. So this is the address that if you want to add any Bitcoin from an outside wallet, then that is the address you'll use. And then here you put in your Bitcoin address, so then when you decide to withdraw your funds, that will go to your personal wallet. So therefore it's dead easy. That is it. Very simple, very simple. So finally, the last thing I'll do is that I had people ask me quite a few questions. Obviously, I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'd love for you to put any comments below the video. Always good to see those. But if you do want some extra help, there's also a training section. If you go into the side menu, click on help, go to the drop down. Obviously there's an FAQ of frequently asked questions, but then there is also a training thing you can go through. So here it is just how you start, what you do with your dashboard, deposits, withdrawals, the shop, inventory, how to change pool, how to create a pool, my transactions, and what is a block. And this is very simple. All you do is you just click next and the next slide pops up and you can read through this, and this will show your dashboard and what everything sort of stands for, and how it all works. And then you can just keep clicking through these and it will show you quite happily, and you can learn what you need to know from there. But like I say, I'm also happy for you to ask me any questions. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I tried to keep it as short as possible, but also include a few things that people have asked me about and a few things from the original video as well, for those that might have just stumbled across this video, like I say, and not seen the first video. So as you can see anyway, my account is the profit is building up nicely. I've added an extra miner and an extra AC for the reasons that I've explained. Whether you do that is entirely up to you. This is essentially your little miner business, so you use it however you decide. Anyway, hope you enjoy using the miner farm. Hope the new year brings us lots of good things, whether it be with this project or other things that we might get involved in the future. Take care. Thanks again for watching. I will put the link to the miner farm so you can come and get yourself a free account with your free miner and your free power supply in the description below. And good luck with your mining, and speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.